But I would be literally watching company culture. All right, how they do things, why they do things. Here's why. More and more companies are learning the very valuable lesson that, for example, good safety and quality management systems within their organization, if they're done correctly, all right, can have a huge benefit to the company, morale, and the bottom line. All right. Every now and then I'll have the opportunity to talk to a CEO who implemented an SMS, let's say 5, 10, 15 years ago, and have been doing it ever since and have been very good at implementing a good, solid program. And my sort of go-to question was, if transport told you today you didn't have to do this anymore, what would you do? And every one of them has said, I wouldn't change anything because this is a huge benefit to the company. All right. Okay. Well, that's the good news is more and more companies are starting to understand that lesson. Okay. Because here's the thing. If I was to go into an operator and I look at how they do things, I'm going to be looking at their level of intercommunications within the company. In other words, if I see something that I think could hurt the company, what's the response of the company going to be if I report it? Are they going to look at it and say, whoa, gee, thanks, we're going to look at that? And they're going to actually analyze it and take a look at it. And at the end of the day, they're going to make a decision based on what they found. And that decision could be, we're not changing anything because we've already got stuff in place that deals with that problem. And we think that is sufficient at this stage in time. We're going to keep an eye on it, but we don't have to do anything right now. Or they're going to basically say, oh, we need to do something. So they would implement some form of change and they would ensure that that implementation is working. If I was to walk into a company and see that as sort of the way of doing business, all right, and I differentiate that from, well, that's our safety program. All right, this is actually the way they think. This is the way they, oh yeah, they've got a safety program.
Right, it's total integration.